So this nerdy Asian dad always told everyone that he was really close with this famous NBA legend. But although no one believed him, it wasn't until he died that they finally learned the incredible truth. You see, since Lin Wang was just a cat litter scientist from Iowa, everyone would always tease him when he mentioned that he was really good friends with Charles Barkley. Although Lin would proudly talk about Charles all the time, his daughter Shirley had never even seen the guy and also noticed that their texts were always one-sided. So since her dad never even cared that no one believed him, Shirley just figured that he had probably just met Charles once and that was it. And it wasn't until her dad tragically passed away from cancer a few years later that she was stunned to see Charles Barkley himself actually show up to his funeral. You see, as it turns out, a really long time ago, Lin just so happened to run into Charles at a hotel they were both staying at. Since he was a huge fan and they were the only two at the bar, they soon started talking and actually got along so well that they just yapped for like 5 hours straight. Since Charles thought Lin was one of the happiest people he'd ever met, he hung out with him the next 2 nights as well. And from that moment on, every time Lin was in the area, he would come over, and Charles's NBA friends all really loved hanging with him as well. When Charles's mom died a few years later, Lin flew several hours just to show up to her funeral. But since Lin himself never actually told Charles when he got sick, Charles was really upset at not being there for him. What he didn't know was that Lin had been happily watching him on TV almost every night during his treatment, and his presence had kept him company. And when Charles delivered a eulogy at Lin's funeral, he said that he was one of his most impressive friends and that he was so blessed to know him.